Hello, everyone. Welcome to another, or actually, this is the first time that we're doing this. Welcome to 8 Letters Online Poetry Night. I'm your host and creative director, Cindy Wong. And with us today is a line of poets who are going to read their wonderful poems. So please feel free to uh, comment, okay, or share this video, this live stream, or if okay, there's actually an opportunity to also rewatch this video. So we appreciate your support, and this will not be the first time if this goes successfully. We're planning to do this monthly. Okay, so all right, so without further ado, we'll start with our first poet. The first poet is Christina A. Montes, a lawyer, legal scholar, and a writer. She practices law at the Hildawa and Montes law offices. She also teaches at the University of Asia and the Pacific Institute of Law and at the San Beda Graduate University Graduate School of Law, where she obtained her Doctor of Juridical Science degree in 2022. She obtained a master's degree in law from the Universidad de Navarra in Pamplona, Spain, a Juris Doctor degree from the University of the Philippines College of Law, and a Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities from the University of Asia and the Pacific College of Arts and Sciences. So she's a prolific writer. She has published several scholarly articles and human interest feature articles, op-ed essays, and poems. So thank you so much for joining us, Christina. For today, she's going to read the poem Red Shoes. Hi, Christina.
Hi, good evening.
Good
Uh,
evening. Thanks for joining us.
Evening.
Okay,
Yes.
so the floor is yours.
Okay. So this is my poem entitled Red Shoes. The memory is clear to me, but nothing more than that, a memory. The sight of a little girl's red shoes running after me, wanting to walk beside me to tell me things and listen to me and be my friend. But I strode too fast, not in the mood for childish things. But even then, she pursued me, smiling. And on some days, I stopped for her, and we had fun and laughed together about things I still remember now. And I wonder if she still remembers them, but she won't tell. And the sight of her little girl's red shoes is still clear to me, but nothing more than memory.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Christina. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, if you guys have any comments, also feel free to comment in the comment section, or if you have any questions, perhaps Christina can answer them later. Thank you, Christina.
Thank
Okay, so for our next poet, we have A.D. Kapili. So, A.D. Kapili, he writes poetry and short fiction. His books have recently been published by yours truly, 8 Letters, and he lives in Flanders and teaches philosophy and history in Brussels, Belgium. So we have so A.D. Kapili. He's going to read The Visit. So let's have him on stage. And hi, AD. Yeah, please unmute. Mhm.
Yeah, there you are.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So
Good
yeah,
evening,
the floor
everyone.
is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Thanks for having us. The visit. Once I crossed oceans to visit my parents 10 years after my first flight. At home, I saw my father sitting and trembling to offer me his hand, which I take and touch to my forehead, a gesture where blood jumps up and bows before blood. At the table he grunted to mother to ply me with blood stew, fried pork skin, vinegar and beer, faithful destroyers of his eyesight and liver. Dinner done, he rose to stagger to his study and sat before his collection of old coins, many in mounds, some encased and labeled. Pressing a magnifying glass to his better eye, my dad, trembled with almost uncontained delight as he sighed at his find. Ah, it's you, it's you, it's you I've been missing all this time. Thank you.
Thank you, AD. Thanks for that wonderful delivery. So that's The Visit by AD Kapili. Thank you. All right. So next, we have April Bewell. So April Bewell will read the poem Daughter of the Sea. April Bewell Pagaling is a Philippine author, poet, and a creative AI writing expert. She writes historical fiction, creative nonfiction, and poetry rooted in memory, myth, and island life. When she's not writing about grief, ghost, or the internet, she's probably cooking for her brood of two or building something weird online. And I also want to add that she's the author of Marinduque is in the Heart. And hi, April.
Hello,
Thanks for
hello.
joining
Thank you.
us.
Salamat.
Mhm.
Okay, today I'm reading a poem called Daughter of the Sea. The villagers found her in the shallows. My mother, wading from the waves, her feet bleeding, salt crusted in her hair. She was rambling in stray English words she did not own, the sound trailing behind her like drowned leaves coming in with a tide. Head high, she walked out of the sea at Tayabas Bay, speaking of men who chased her, their shadows glinting like fish, the way light explodes on water. They brought her to the church, whispering of sirens with golden hair. My mother, someone else's mercy, someone's whispered prayer, as though she'd wandered from one myth to another. The priest nodded as though this too was a story he had heard before. Holy walls can hold the mad woman, but not forever. When we found her there, no one asked why she left, what she saw, and what she carried back. Some questions are better left unspoken. I am her daughter. This is the gift she left me. I sit with the doctor's reports, wondering if her visions carried the taste of salt, if the men still linger at the edge of her dreams. Did the pills teach her to forget, or does she still swim in her sleep? I see her there on my horizon, a seam opened by salt water, her shadow split into light and dark. She is there, a warning. Some days I think she is a red thread I follow in circles. It took me years to see her ghost in the water, reaching out for me. What they call madness is only the sea, repeating her name again and again. Thank you so much. Again, this is Daughter of the Sea from my book, Marinduque and the Heart.
Thank you, April, for that heartfelt reading of Daughter of the Sea. So, once again, I can see that it came from the book Marinduque is in the Heart. It's one of, we have also published that. So, thank you, April. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you've just joined us, this is the first of hopefully many upcoming poetry evenings online. Okay, so we're trying to experiment and we're trying to do something new here at 8 Letters. We want, as usual, we want it to be community driven. We want to include the writing community that we have. So that's 8 Circles. So this is, if this is your first time, don't worry. This will not be the last time that you'll see this online poetry night. So We're going to have this every month. So the next poet that we have is Angel Reyes. So Angel Reyes lives in a cozy apartment in San Diego with her wife and their two orange cats named Fred and George. She spends most of her days reading, writing, or watching Ryan and Shane's shenanigans on Watcher, all hail the Watcher, okay, and Stephanie Sue's Rotten Mangoes and MOTS. Through the necessity to photosynthesize, she's usually encouraged by her wife, Faith, to at least go outside and get some sunshine. She does enjoy hiking, camping, and coffee dates. She co authored a collection of poems with her best friend titled Musings, Midnight Thoughts, published under Ukiyoto Publishing. This anthology has been recognized as the Parangal ng Gintong Pluma 2024, Poet of the Year by Ukiyoto Publishing and Scribblery. A special edition has been published in partnership with 8Letters Bookstore Publishing. So, without further ado, I would like to call Angel. She's going to read a poem called Hero. Yeah, or Hero.
Hi
Thank you,
everyone.
Angela.
So this piece is Hero. She was her own hero. She didn't need saving. She did it all on her own. When people told her she can't, when people told her she would fail, she did it. Not to prove them wrong, but because she owes it to herself. Not to be weak, not to be delicate. She emerged, molded anew. Not soft, not anymore. Not demure, not anymore. Something hard, something scarred, full of flaws and imperfections. But she is strong, she is beautiful. She doesn't need saving. She isn't a damsel in distress. She's her own hero, and she will do it all on her own, again if needed. Thank you.
That was quick, Angel. Thank you so much for reading Hero. So that's Hero by Angel. Once again, her book with her best friend Musings, Midnight Thoughts, is also available at the 8 Letters Bookstore and Publishing bookstore. Thank you, Angel. And okay, so next we have Edelio P. De Los Santos. He's going to read Magpaparamdam Ako. So our first Tagalog poem for today. So Edelio P. De Los Santos, nicknamed EDSA, grew up in Baler, Philippines, and is currently residing in Metro Manila. His works have been published in various publications like in San Telmo, Circles, and Liwayway magazines. Bente Bente Zine, Lira, Patikim Zines. He has also written novellas and for poetry and story anthologies. He is currently a member of the Linangan sa Imahen, Retorika at Anyo, or LIRA, so the oldest organization of writers in the Philippines who write in Filipino. He was also a fellow for the Ateneo National Writers Workshop in 2024. A couple of his stories have won in the Sarangola Blog Awards for 2023 and 2024. So, Edelio or EDSA, yan. Thank you so much for joining us. The floor is yours po. And also, sorry po, please unmute. Sir EDSA, naka-mute po kayo. Yeah, baka po pwedeng pa-unmute.
Hindi po.
Yeah, okay na po.
Magpaparamdam ako. Kung wala na ako, sa ayaw matusto ay magpaparamdam. Baka sabihin mo, hinahanap kita ay wala ka naman. Huwag akong hintayin. Lagi lang isiping ako ay nariyan. Kung hindi mapansin, patunay na iyan na ako ay buhay. Sa paligid paglubog ng araw at sikat ng buwan, tataboy sa dilim at mamamalaging maramlam na tanglaw. Hatid ko'y liwanag na init at kulay ay lalaging sapat. Sa halip ng silaw, ang makilala kay ang pakay ko't hangad. Kung dalawin ka man ng lungkot sa buhay at luhay tumamad, pagtama ng ilaw, dadaloy sa pisngi, ay talang babagsak. Naroroon ako't aking iipunin ang bawat papatak. Ang isasabay sa itim ng langit ay bituin mo lahat. Kung buntong hiningay nagsusunod-sunod sa suya at inig, huwag mong kaligtaang nagbabantay ako sa tinig mo'y salik. Ibulong sa hangin o kaya'y isigaw ang laman ng dibdib. Isa sa ulo at sa aking himlayan, doon isisilip. Kung pipiliing awit mo sa mundo'y iyong iparinig, kasabay mo ako sa birit at piyok, sapat lang at pintig. Madaling matukso ang mundong nawili sa tapang ng bango. Samyo sa malayo, sangsang sa malapit, iyay hindi ako. Ang aking pawango ay tuyo ng pawis, tinabas sa damo, may usok ng tirgas, may simoy ng bukid at ng lumang libro. Kung hindi mo matukoy kung saan nagmula ang naaamoy mo, subukang lumabas, umamasyal tayong hanap ang totoo. Kapag nag-iisat ang nada may ginaw, huwag kang mangamba. Pintali ipinid, ikulong mo ako't sasamahan kita. Sa panglaw ng silid sa suklob ng kumot, yakap ko ang dala. Malamig sa init, mainit sa lamig, laging sumisinta. Kung wala na ako't dumuhit sa dibdib ang sidihin ng kaba, sa bukang liwayway, titig ko'y buing may ngiti sa mata. Kung matatagpuan ang pagkakaiba ng lasap sa tingin at ang inihaing putahe ng buhay, matabang sa pansin. Hanapin mo ako sa mga paghalot, pagbudbud ng asin, at baka sakaling ang masumpuan mo'y timpla kong malambing. Namamahay ako sa pait ng serbesang halik na masiil. Kapag bumitaw, ay ihahatid kang tatahan sa hindi. Baka sabihin mo, pagpaparamdam ko ay parang wala lamang. Dito mababatid ang talam at tanim ng pamamaalam. Ang ilalaan ko ay di naman patiwong at lalong di harang, kundi mga landas na magpapatuloy ang munti kong alay. Di gulat o hiyaw o liyab o ginaw ang handog kong buhay. Bagkus ang payapay, madamat mamalas sa tahimikan. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Ed. Ayan, napakagandang tula. Ang unang Filipino. So, I'm interested to know kung sino pa yung mga susunod nating magbabasa din ng Filipino na tula. Salamat po, Sir Ed. At hanggang sa susunod na buwan po sana ulit. Ayun, thank you po. Ayan. So, the next one that we'll have for today is Jeneline Labeless. She's going to perform the poem, What If I Is Not Me, Who Am I? So Jeneline is from Iloilo, Philippines, a 35 years old domestic worker in Singapore for 8 years. She recently published her debut book, 7 Years of Roar, a poetry and prose collections, and which belong to the top 10 best books by 8Letters, year 2024. She's also a volunteer in different NGOs in Singapore, helping her fellow migrants to have successful migration. She's also involved in different literature activities and festivals in Singapore. So, in her free time, she is passionate about embroidery. So, what if I is not me? Who am I? Janeline Labelin, thank you for joining us. Mhm. And po, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Ma'am Cindy, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, 8 Letters family, for having us. Yeah, so the poem that I'm gonna share, this is from my debut collection, which is 7 Years of Roar. This is What If I Is That Me? And also I performed this at the National Gallery of Singapore. So just a short intro of the poem. This is reflecting on the essence of true strength and resilience. This poignant poem invites us to reevaluate our perceptions of what it means to be a remarkable woman. So through this poem, powerful exploration of identity, self-awareness, and determination, it also reveals the beauty of woman who defies societal expectations and embodies authenticity. It also encourages us to look beyond surface level and appearances and accomplishment, and instead appreciate the depth of character and compassion and courage that defines a truly extraordinary individual. So this is really a close to my heart poem. So here it goes. Um, what if I is not me? Who am I? She is not a girl with fancy clothes. She was not born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She didn't get the highest degree that she could, neither a mansion to live and boast. She doesn't complain about what she doesn't have. Instead, she is thankful for what she has. She was once a mother, a daughter, and a friend. She's been through hell to accomplish her dreams of comfort. She never had the biggest treasure, but she is capable of everything. She has a heart of gold, but she's not here to show off. She's a helper by day and a writer at night. What if she is not her? What could she be? A caregiver by chance, a teacher by choice. She is more than what you think she could be. She is a brave woman, a tough one. She is passionate. She is persevering. She is who she is, not who people want her to be. Thank you so much, Ma'am Cindy. That's all.
Ayan. Salamat po, Miss Janeline from Singapore. Ayan, we're so happy to have people from around the world joining us. Ayan, thank you, Janeline. Okay, so ayan po, that's Janeline Labele, who just delivered a poem. What if I is not me? Who am I? So the next one we have a poem entitled New Day. So this is going to be delivered by Volts Baksa. Volts Baksa took up AB literature from the University of Santo Tomas. He loves poetry, reading, and zombie shooter games. Ironically, he works from home as a server administrator of a small US-based company. He also likes anime and comedy sitcoms. His major pet peeves are authority and responsibility. He's also preparing for the zombie apocalypse, which he believes will happen any day now. Looking forward to that day. Yan po. Okay po. So the floor is
Yeah.
yours po, Volts Baksa.
Yeah, thank you thank you. By the way, can you guys hear me properly? Am I coming in clear?
All
I
good
guess
po.
I'm coming in clear. Okay, I wrote this poem after a visit to Palo, Tacloban. Basically, it reinvigorated my desire for writing. I had a really, really long writer's block. It spanned a decade. But after that visit to Tacloban, I got the inspiration to write again. And I've been writing multiple poems and short stories, hoping to get them published in different publications someday. All right, let me just read my poem. New Day. I woke up this morning to celebrate today with a cup of coffee, white steam rising like dreams, each gulp a warm embrace. The world wakes up softly to sunlight peeking through windows. Whispers of probability float in the air. With every heartbeat, the ordinary turns extraordinary. I find joy in this simple ritual. Warm cradle in my hands, the quiet hum of a new day, ready to unfold. Thank you, thank you for the chance.
Nabitin po. But thank you. Thank you, Volts. And hope to have you next month
Yeah,
in
no
our monthly
problem.
poetry night. Thank you po. Yan. So the next one, we'll have Kat Rodriguez, who's going to read a poem called or entitled Kulungan. Kat Rodriguez is a poet and a writer from Quezon City. Despite graduating from Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Santa Mesa with a bachelor's degree in railway engineering, she has always been fascinated by books, fairy tales, and melodrama. She is a huge fan of thriller novels, slow burn tragic romances, and hamsters. She penned literary works including Elegies for Strangers, Lovers and Everyone in Between, Elope, Grave of Dead, Dreams, Sleep Tonight, Blighty, and If the World Ends. So, without further ado, let's have Kathleen Rodriguez for the poem Kulungan.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Kathleen, you're
So
audible.
for just a trivia, this poem tonight is actually a Filipino translation of one of the poems included in the magazine Elegies for Strangers, Lovers, and Everyone in Between. So I hope you enjoy. Balang araw, magkakaroon ka ng bahay sa Makati, malapit sa opisinang pinapasukan mo, sa kumpanyang matagal mo nang gusto. Di na ako magtataka kung mataas ang posisyon mo. Ikaw pa naman ang tipo na gagawin ng lahat, makuha lang ang lahat ng pangarap mo. Diyan mo nga ako nadali eh, sa sipag, sa tiyaga, at sa tabis ng salita. Balang araw, magkakaroon ka ng anak na lalaki. Papangalan mo siya sunod sa palengke kung saan una tayong namili ng magkasama. Maghihintay siya tuwing hapon hanggang sa makauwi ka para ipakita ang larawan na kanyang ginuhit. Hanggang sa makatulog na siya sa abong sofa na binili mo sa IKEA. Kakahintay sa amang sa ikatlong pagkakataon sa loob ng isang linggo ay ginabi na naman kasama ang barkada. Malang araw, magkakaroon ka ng anak na babae na labas sa mga plano mo. Bibigyan mo siya ng pangalang di mo man lang pinag-isipan, mga kaarawan na hindi mo man lang pinaghandaan, at mga salitang hindi mo man lang binudburan ng kaunting pagmamahal. Balang araw, magkakaroon ka ng kahel na pusa, yung mabalahibo, yung mataba, yung pinagtalunan natin ng kaarawan ko, yung pusa na allergic ako, yung pusa na sinabi mong baka mas marunong pa siyang makinig kesa sa'yo. Balang araw, magkakaroon ka ng magandang asawa, yung mahaba ang buhok at malaporselana. Matitenga siya sa mainit na kusina ng iyong munting kaharian, naghihintay sa'yo, sa mga utos mo, sa mga damit na iyong huhubarin at mga pinggan na kailangang hugasan, sa mga anak at alaga mong kanyang aarugain habang iniisip ang mga marka ng labi, sa kwelyo ng puti mong polo, mula sa mga labi ng babaeng minsan mo nang inimbita sa kaarawan ng anak mo. Habang iniisip ang kanyang diploma na nilalamon na ng alikabok sa isang madilim na sulok ng bodega ng bahay mo, kasama ang mga pangako mong matamis lang sa umpisa. Habang iniisip kung nagkamali ba siya, napiliin ka higit sa sarili niya. Balang araw, maiisip ko na maigi nang hindi tayo nagkatuluyan. Isa akong ibong mataas ang nais na liparin at isa kang kulungan para sa katulad kong masyadong radikal, masyadong magaslaw, masyadong madakdak, masyadong mausisa, masyadong matalino, masyadong tanga para maging parte ng pangarap mong pamilya. At balang araw, hindi ko nahihilingin na sana ay habulin ka ng karma. Balang araw, maiisip ko na kailangan ko na ring magparaya, na kailangan ko na ring huminga. Balang araw, hindi ko naiisipin na isisi sa akin ang lahat ng kamalian ng ating pagsasama. Matatanggap ko na hanggang doon na lang natin kaya pasayahin ang isa't isa. Na hanggang doon na lang kita kayang tiisin, isipin, unahin, ibigin at patawarin. Balang araw, sarili ko naman ang hihilingin ko na sumaya, na umibig, na lumaya. Ngunit hanggat hindi pa dumarating ang araw na yon, hiling ko, nawa ay makita mo, balang araw, ang kung ano mang magpapasaya sa'yo. That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Ang ganda, Kathleen. Salamat. Ayan. Very heartfelt poem from Kathleen Rodriguez. So that is Kulungan. Up next, we have Paula Dalangin or Paula Christine Dalangin. She's a writer from Nueva Ecija, currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in literature at Central Luzon State University. Her passion for storytelling has led her to craft short stories and novellas, drawing inspiration from poetry, science fiction, and genres that embrace unique and unexpected conflicts. When she's not writing, she enjoys the company of her cats and exploring narratives that challenge conventional boundaries. Today or tonight, she's going to read My House Feels Like Crying. So, once again, let us all welcome PK Dalangin. Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hello
The,
po. Thank you for having me. Good evening,
the,
everyone.
the
The
floor is
poem,
yours, Paula.
the poem I'm going to share to you is a part of my debut poetry collection, which is entitled Words I Consume to Feel Alive. Let me read my poem. My house feels like crying. I hear it crying, the house, wetting the floors with its overflowing tears. The sobbing kept echoing in both of my ears. I can't shake it off. I can feel its memories, replaying over and over again. The music it plays seems like an old song from the radio you wanna hold, with the static noises over it. The rooms feel nostalgic, with the core events of the past, but also empty and dull, poking my skin through the halls as I roam around. I hear it crying, like a broken-hearted person, freshly cut wounds of yesterday's bliss. I hear it crying with the grief left by people who came, who stayed for a day or two, changed the white walls with a hue. I feel it crying in the kitchen, in the living room, in the bathroom, in the bedrooms, in the terrace, in the garage. And now I'm all alone. Thank you, po.
Thank you, Paula. So once again, that is a poem entitled "My House Feels Like Crying" by Paula Christine Delangin. So thank you, Paula. Hope we can have you again back next month. So up next, we have Fine. Fine or Josephine S. Lagare. She's 48 and she's been teaching for 25 years and has been a school paper advisor in their school publication. She loves writing since grade 3. She has been a contributor writer of recently launched ebook last January entitled Moon Glade. She has an ongoing book, Perspire and Inspire, and historical research study, which hopefully will finish by this month. For tonight, she's going to read a poem entitled "The Clock Tower's Shadow." So, the clock tower's shadow. So, hi, fine.
Hello po, ma'am. Good
Ayan po.
evening, Ma'am Cindy. First time ko po dito. Pasensya na po, medyo nawawala-wala po yung signal. Naririnig na po ako?
Yes po. Sige po, okay na po. Pwede na po kayong
So
mag-start.
yung Clock Tower Shadow ay tungkol po ito sa kwento ng tula ng tungkol po sa isang teacher na 25 years nang nagtuturo pero 20 years siyang nagturo sa public. Ngayon, kaya natawag na shadow kasi yung 20 years niya na pagtuturo sa public ay nung nalipat siya sa ibang grade level ay parang nasaktan siya kasi yung classroom niya na tinirihan niya ng parang second home niya ay siyempre nalipat din nalipat din yung classroom niya, nag-iba lang yung classroom niya. Parang naninibago siya na ang tinirahan niya ng classroom niya for 20 years ay nalipat sa ibang other grade level pero with purpose iyon. Kaya ganun po ang nangyari. So, actually, kako-compose ko lang po ito noong March 21 at na-post po ito sa FTTM po. With more than 2,500 yata yung mga nag-comment po doon during World Poetry Day. So, pagpasensyaan nyo na po. Thank you nga po pala dito po sa 8 letters po sa pagpapa-unlock po. The Clock Tower Shadow. 25 monsoons taught me this. Classrooms are not for walls, but ribs. Holding the breath of 1,000 seats. 77 leaders passed like seasons, yet proning none dared to shiver. Until you came, leader like blindings as a glass lighters match. Desks, chalkboards, all hold to the crib like old curricula. Even champions fall silent when trophies are traded for spreadsheets. The kind of gallows for 20 years of scraping dust, rewriting, loving the word every outlast, in every lesson in living. Thank you po.
Ayan, salamat po, Miss Fine. Hope you can join us again next month. At salamat din po sa pagpapaliwanag ng inyong tula. Ayan po. Thank you po, Miss Fine.
Thank you
Ayan,
po.
looking forward for your book po. Ayan. So, up next, we have uh, we have the organizer of this poetry night. We have Thief. So Tiffany, she's going to read an untitled poem. Or Tiffany or TP Rose, she fell in love with books in sixth grade and has never stopped reading. She writes pretty and sometimes dark thoughts on paper napkins, yellow sticky notes, and anything her pen can scribble on. When she's not reading or writing, she goes on her hot girl walks and try not to trip over her own feet. She's from Kalibo clan and Iloilo, going back and forth between the two provinces. Hi, Tiffany.
Hello po everyone.
And go ahead.
Po. So my poem is from
We're having a little bit of issue. Tiff, I'm so sorry. So Tiff, there's an issue with your internet. And can we try again? Hello?
sige po. Wait lang po.
Ayan. Okay na. Ayan, okay na.
Okay na po.
Okay, go
Sige
ahead.
po. Sige po. Tomorrow when this turns
Nako, I'm so sorry, Tiff. Medyo nag-frozen yung screen mo. Maybe we'll have you sa last speaker. Sorry, Tiff. Ayan. Balik na tayo. Ayan. Sensya na. Second to the last, we have Rain. So Rain is a believer that people are meant to live for so much more than what society expects from them. A lover of silence, she's a reflective type that seeks to find meaning in people, events, and even ordinary activities. She writes about her random thoughts and musings, hoping to inspire one soul at a time. While the world can get really noisy and busy, she grounds herself in the core truth that no matter whatever happens, she's always beloved. This is where her story starts and ends. So, Rain, you're going to read Open Space. So the floor is yours, Rain.
Hi,
Enjoy.
Cindy. Hello, everyone. So, allow me to read my poem entitled Open Space. Safe, candid, real. Just as how I dream each space to be. I am taken as I am without needing to explain. Could be a home where I'm free to be me. A space where I can express my thoughts, where I'm allowed to cry my heart out. A space where I can sing at the top of my lungs, where I'm allowed to move without any doubt. Reverent, gentle, stable. The kind that patiently waits until I am ready. No hint of pressure, no need to apologize. Biases and judgments are suspended gracefully. A space where I simply get listened to, where somebody takes my story as it is. A space without any hidden agenda, where understanding and empathy kiss. Curious, mindful, welcoming. To be able to list down what I wish to do, naming and owning where I truly am. Ready to explore and experience something new. A space where I can verbalize what I don't like, where boundaries and limits are not shamed. A space where I can stay even without saying anything, where forcing is unpopular and control is tamed. Silent, reflective, ardent, hoping to write down what I can't seem to say. Slowly breathing in and breathing out. Convinced to give my yes and so find my way. A space where we can create something of our own, where there are no rules and messy is neat. A space that pays attention to the present moment, where the past and future relax and take a back seat. Humble, patient, brave. To ask questions and not get answers right away. Welcoming even the ugly and unprepared parts. To embrace the unknown, to surrender, to pray. A space where it's welcome to reflect on life and its meaning, where it is cool to stand out and be different. A space where I do not hold back and to give it a try, where making mistakes is actually inherent. Seen, authentic, human, finding no shame in my wounds and shadows, continuously seeking my passion and purpose, becoming like a daffodil that resiliently grows, a space where I can discern what's in front of me, where reality comes in different shades and hues, a space where I can be unique and fully alive, where reverence is ascribed in the midst of diverse views, centered, hopeful, loved, having fresh eyes and a heart that dares to dream again, gratefully relishing the gifts of each day, welcoming life moments no matter where and when, a space where we can all be safe, candid, and real, where grace validates and weaves each of our parts, a space inside of us where we can go back to, where peace fills both our minds and our hearts. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for that beautiful ending, Rain. Thank you so much. So hope Rain, you can join us again next time. So that's Rain. She just read the poem entitled "Open Space." So for those of you who are new to this, we're also very new to this, and we're trying to do a sort of a monthly poetry night online here at 8 Letters. So we just had a series of poets who joined us from different parts of the world. Thank you so much once again, and have a good evening. Bye, everyone.